symptoms which could be caused by the deadly poison ricin. Authorities found traces during a raid on a suspected terror cell, and they fear more suspects could be at large with more of the toxins. CNN senior international correspondent Nick Robertson reports.
Following the raid on a deadly poison lab in this North London apartment Sunday, another arrest. The latest detainee joins 6 others, all Algerians. The discovery of the deadly ricin poisons a first for British authorities.
We've got clear, apparent evidence of an intent to produce them and presumably to use them too. And in that respect, this is a ratcheting up, if you like, of the stakes of the war on terror, certainly within the British context.
According to European intelligence officials, the British arrests follow a tip from French security services, which had been monitoring at least 2 of the 6 when they left Paris for London less than 3 months ago. The same intelligence officials say they believe the pair from Paris had links with a suspect terror cell picked up by French police before Christmas. During that raid, police captured a military chemical protection suit.
They are the most active of all contingents working in the service of Al-Qaeda. I think it's fair to assume that we are looking at probably some connection with an Al-Qaeda source.
An assumption further supported, experts say, by Al-Qaeda training manuals CNN obtained in Afghanistan, lessons in the use of ricin as a poison. However, similar information is available on websites like this one, offering instruction on how to prepare deadly toxins. Even Al-Qaeda manuals like this one, discovered on the computer of an Al-Qaeda operative in England, highlight the limitations of ricin as a mass killer. It is listed here only in the section on assassinations by poison. So how could the suspects in Britain have intended to use ricin?
It would probably be in assassinations and smearing doorknobs, in infecting food, and then, of course, probably taking credit afterwards.
An act of terror, experts say, that could have instilled public panic, something British authorities have been trying very carefully to avoid, even as they warn the public to be particularly alert, because no one is really sure if all the ricin has been accounted for. Nick Robertson, CNN, London.
Families of September 11th victims tour Baghdad.
We don't want any other families to suffer and to feel the same sorrow that our families have felt this past 16 months.
Pawns of Saddam Hussein or true voices for peace? We rode along with them in Baghdad. A look at Iraq through their eyes when we return. Plus, thousands of sex offenders lost and free in California. How did the state lose track of them? And a convicted child murderer in his own words. We'll take you inside the police interrogation of David Westerfield.
If you've had a heart attack or a stroke, the last thing you need is another one sneaking up on you. After all, you've got better things to do. I know. In my case, I had a stroke. That's why I talked to my doctor about Plavix. He told me Plavix is a prescription pill that can help protect you from a heart attack or stroke if you've recently had one, or if you have poor circulation in the legs causing pain.
Plavix is proven to help keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots, which helps keep your blood flowing. This can help protect you from another heart attack or stroke. If you have a medical condition that is causing bleeding, such as a stomach ulcer, you should not use Plavix. Side effects include itching, rash, diarrhea, and bruising. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur. Ask your doctor.
Taking Plavix once a day helps protect me.
Find out if Plavix can help protect you from another heart attack or stroke.
So, set up a department meeting for tomorrow and put in a call to the client. Get them up to speed. Anything else?
Here's a thought. Instead of saving money by not using paper, we could just go to Staples.
Yeah, with Staples 365 savings, they compare prices and back it up with a 110% price match guarantee.
I like that. Jot that down.
Low prices on every item every day. Staples 365 savings. Savings made easy.
There's a strange development in the showdown with Iraq. As U.S. forces prepare for a possible war, other Americans are already in Iraq on a peace mission. CNN's Reem Brahimi has the latest from Baghdad.
They lost family members 16 months ago in the September 11th attacks. Now they're in Baghdad, meeting with Iraqis who lost family members 12 years ago in the 1991 Gulf War.
The meetings have been like a mirror of our own suffering, and only magnified.
On their first day in the Iraqi capital, the 4 members of the peace group September 11th Families for Peaceful Tomorrows visited the Amariya shelter. More than 200 Iraqis, mostly women and children, were killed when the shelter was bombed during the Gulf War. It's now a standard stop on government tours.
The body of the baby.
Families of those killed in 1991 say they don't want to sacrifice more people to war. I have a 26-year-old son, says Fikra Shakir. If the U.S. attacks, we have to defend our country. We're appealing to these people to take our voice to Bush. The peace activists say they and the Iraqis they've met have a lot in common. They're here, they say, to try and put a stop to more violent deaths.
We don't want any other families to suffer and to feel the same sorrow that our families have felt this past 16 months.
Terry Rockefeller lost her sister Laura in the September 11th attacks. In the short time she's been in Iraq, she said she's seen much emotion.
They expressed grief. Many of us hugged and cried together and kissed, and then when we looked at each other again, often I found that people immediately expressed a great deal of anger about America.
Rockefeller and her group say they believe they can make a difference.
While the politics of the current crisis are being played out in the capitals of the world, this group has come to Baghdad on a personal mission they hope will find resonance on a larger scale. Reem Brahimi, CNN, Baghdad.
A confidential report by a United Nations Emergency Planning Organization suggests a second Gulf War could be devastating to the Iraqi population. The assessment says up to 500,000 Iraqis could require medical treatment as a result of a conflict, and as many as 900,000 refugees would require assistance. An estimated 3 million Iraqis would need food assistance. The report was disclosed by a British group opposed to sanctions on Iraq and confirmed by UN officials. Thousands of Iraqi troops are believed to have died during the first Gulf War, though it's impossible to know precisely how many. The Baghdad government claims 35,000 civilian lives were lost, but once again, it's impossible to believe, to know for sure how many civilians were killed. Those numbers never have been confirmed authoritatively. He's sitting on death row for killing a child. Now hear the police interrogation of David Westerfield. We'll play you the tapes when we return. Also, sex offenders free to roam in California. Find out how the state lost track of thousands of potentially vicious criminals. And a millionaire fugitive runs away from rape charges. An heir to the Max Factor fortune on the loose and wanted by police.
I've always talked fast.
Ooh, give me 55, come on, give me 55, I got it, 125, give me 125, come on,
But the chemo slowed me right down. For the first time in 30 years, I was too tired to work.
Time to go, Charlie.
Are you or someone you love about to start chemotherapy? Call this number now to receive important information about Procrit. Procrit is for chemotherapy-related anemia in patients with most kinds of cancer. Procrit helps rebuild red blood cells lost during chemotherapy, and more red blood cells can mean more strength. Call now for helpful information on how to manage chemo side effects and how to find out if you could be anemic. Procrit is proven and safe. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo. So talk to your doctor.
Okay, folks, I'm back.
Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
Yep, I got 2 speeds, fast and faster.
Introducing New America Online 8.0. With hundreds of new features, there's never been a better time to try it.
America Online has so much more.
You've got mail.
With 8.0, I can customize my email.
You can pick what emails you want to see first in your mailbox.
With AOL's new parental controls, I can set up for each one of my children.
I can control when and how long they stay online. Call now and get 1,025 free hours for 45 days and hundreds of new features.
Searching is quick and easy.
Now AOL searches are faster than ever with Google.
I can sign up to AOL from home or on the road.
There are more access numbers than ever.
The customer service is free and it's 24 hours a day.
They're friendly, they're responsive. Call 1-800-901-9795 now and get started right over the phone with 1,025 free hours for 45 days. There's no commitment and you don't even need a credit card.
It's an AOL like you've never seen before.
New AOL 8.0 with hundreds of new features. There's never been a better time to try it.
Welcome back to CNN. I'm